You quick stop and all that.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Serene, you are in what year? Third year. Oh. Okay. Which program are you doing?
Business administration.
Business administration. Ah, that's good. No, thank you. My name is Preston Msisha. It's written like this, Preston Msisha. And I'm sure you have you already, are you on the WhatsApp group?
No.
Not yet, eh? Ah, okay. So your my number is 099-722-1181. That one is in WhatsApp as well. Do you like communicating with emails or WhatsApp is fine?
WhatsApp is okay.
It's fine.
77 22.
No. 099-722-1181.
You're
Yeah.
Cecilia from where?
Me, from Malawi. No, I'm just joking. From Kalonga. Have you been to Kalonga?
Yes, only at the Boma.
Sorry?
Only at the Boma.
Kalonga Boma. We are, I'm about 45 kilometers before Kalonga Boma and 20 kilometers from Chirumba. You know the garrison there, the barracks. It's about 20 kilometers from there. It's Nyungwe, it's called Nyungwe. That's where I come from. I'm an economist by profession all through. I've worked in government, several ministries, economic common service, work in different ministries, planning units. Then when I left, I joined the American Embassy as an economic commercial specialist. Worked there in government, I worked 19 years, in the American Embassy for 17 years. So I retired 2017. Then 2019, I started teaching at Pentecostal Life University. 2019 to 2021, for 2 years. I was senior lecturer there in economics and director of research for the university. So now I'm here since last semester. Yeah, so I'll be taking you on this managerial economics course. I already discussed the things that I expect from you with Aisha. I hope she'll communicate, because I don't want to steal her time, because this will be a repeat for her.
Just talk about it.
Yeah. First of all, you should attend my classes. It's a requirement that you attend classes. If you don't attend more than 30% of the class work, you may actually be required to repeat this course. So it's a requirement, at least 30%. So if there are problems, it's better that we reschedule the class rather than not just coming. Unless if there are emergencies, you can let me know. But attendance is key, because you have chosen this this mode of delivery. You have chosen to attend as dailies. So classes are very important. Then the second thing that I expect from you is that you write the assignments. All the assignments given to you should be strictly submitted on deadline. If there are problems, let me know. Failure to write your assignments can affect your final assessment, because the assignments, which is basically the coursework, is 25% of your assessment. And then the mid-semester exam is 25%, and then final exam is 50%. So please make sure you write an assignments. Don't submit them after the mid-semester or after the exams, because we'll write one assignment now before the mid-semester and then another one after the mid-semester, 2 assignments. Maybe last but one is that you must always try to do more research on any topic that we cover here. You should be able to read more. You know, these days information is everywhere. Unlike some of us our old age, we only used to rely on libraries, physical libraries. But these days, you guys can Google anything, can find a lot of information even better than me. You can actually be ahead of me. It's possible. So I expect you to be more resourceful, to be a student who is hunting for information on any particular topic. I'm here to guide you, to put the main issues for debate on any subject matter, but it's also upon you to do more, to be a better graduate at the end of the day. Then lastly, you should write your exams. Prepare and write your exams. Because we want you to be, top-notch graduates from this university. We wouldn't want to hear stories that whatever I taught here in managerial economics, you didn't get a fee, but and yet you still passed. So it's good that way, that we put effort to make sure that we, at the end of the day, we are all better academicians or better qualified students. Is there any question? So what about the expectations? What kind of expectations do you have for me? First of all, to me, I hope that you expect for me to be always available when it is time to hold a class. I should not have funny excuses. Unless it's really pressing issue, I will reschedule. I should be here also in time. The third thing is that I should know the subject matter that I am delivering to you. I should show authority on the subject. Those 3 are things that I hope you expect from me, and I will try my best to meet your expectations. Any question?
So is it okay if we move this class to morning hours?
Oh yeah. I was talking to Aisha last time we met that it would be to the interest of you guys and me that maybe we move this class from the afternoon to the morning. I have no problems. Is 10 o'clock okay with you?
Yes.
Good. So done. I'll let the management know that we are moving this class from 1 o'clock p.m. to 10 a.m. We will do that. So from next week we meet at 10 instead of 1. Good. Any question? Yeah, good. So anyway, this is for you, this is the first day. For Aisha, this is the second day. Managerial Economics is our subject. This subject has got 2 components. There is managerial, and there's economics. So under economics, there is an adjective, managerial. Now, that basically means business. We are not talking about managers for church or managers for probably an NGO. We are talking about business managers. So managerial economics here is basically a subset of economics. We have several subsets of economics. You can have transport economics, you can have environmental economics, you can have energy economics. You can have several aspects of economics. Sectoral economics, the ones I've just mentioned, sometimes they're called sectoral economics. Then you have macroeconomics, you have microeconomics, and so on and so on. So managerial economics is one subset of economics that you have chosen to study. Is the one which deals with business decisions. The decisions that are made by managers who are managing a business. So basically, we want to see how economic tools and analyses affect or help the manager in making decisions. So if we are to give a little bit of meat to that, managerial economics is the application of economic theory to managerial practice. Application of economics as a subject to managerial practice. You have done economics before, right, Celine?
Yes, macroeconomics.
Macro or micro?
Macro.
Macro. Good. Have you done introduction to economics? Okay. So economics basically is a study of human behavior. It's a study of human behavior in the optimal allocation of scarce resources to meet unlimited needs or wants, basically. So this also applies to business. We are talking about scarce resources and unlimited wants. We have so many wants. How do we allocate resources? The resources are limited. The wants and needs are so numerous. How do we decide what things we can do and what things we can postpone, or how we can do things better? So issues of efficiency, for example, we will be discussing that later on. So managerial economics is therefore the integration of economic theory with business practice to facilitate decision making. No, I'll share you the notes. Yeah. But what I have just said is that managerial economics is the integration of economic theory with business practice to facilitate decision making and for planning. So, in other words, managerial economics is application of economic theory and methodology. Economic theory and methodology to business administration practice. So that's why in your program of business administration, this course is very handy for you. You will learn how the economic theories and tools relate to business administration practice. So this managerial economics deals with economic aspects, of managerial decisions. and also deals with those managerial decisions that have economic content. Okay? So twofold. It deals with economics aspects of management decisions and management decisions that have economic content. Right? So it's this interaction we're talking about. That interaction. And you will see why economics in business is very central. Remember, economics is that study of the optimal allocation of limited resources to meet unlimited ones. And so that happens everywhere. Now, I said managerial economics is one subset out of the many subsets that we study in economics. What other subsets are close or similar to managerial economics? Managerial economics is a subset, right? We agree that it's a subset. Okay? Out of the many subsets in economics. Are there some subsets which are more related or more friendly? Or which other subjects are friends with managerial economics? Or is there some subsets might be very close to managerial economics? Can you think of one? What about what you studied? Macroeconomics. Cyril. Now that I've explained about managerial economics, do you see any relationship to macroeconomics? You should, right? Yeah.
An introduction to economics.
Yeah. There should be some relationship. What did you cover in macroeconomics? Can you remember some things that you covered in macroeconomics that we could relate to decision making in business? You've forgotten. Yeah, it's possible. Sometimes we study to pass exams, instead of studying to know. Because if it's stuck in your head, you carry it everywhere. Okay, but never mind. So you have mentioned about macroeconomics. There is another one, which is called micro, which deals with individuals, units, or individual households, or individual firm or company. So micro deals with the small. So the household decisions in the allocation of scarce resources to meet unlimited wants. It deals with a single company, a business unit, in the optimal allocation of scarce resources to meet unlimited wants. It's the economics part of it, as per a definition of economics. So, in that sense, we can say microeconomics has very close influence on managerial economics. Mind you, managerial economics is about a business unit. management decisions, business administration decisions that relate to your company. What are the economic contents in those decisions? What are the economic applications that you have used in that decision making? So it's a business unit. Managerial Economics deals with these business units. And microeconomics also deals with the business units. So two features that come very clearly in managerial economics is microeconomics and macroeconomics. Why macro? How macro? Serena, you said you have forgotten, so I'm not gonna bother you with that. Macroeconomics deals with the big, the macro. You know, I'm sure you know that macro is big and micro is small. So micro is business units, households, companies or firms. Okay? Macro is the aggregation. So the households, when you add them up, it becomes macro. So for example, you and me, they say at your household you have a family, you make decisions at a household level, and those decisions are micro. So you decide that we have one acre of land, we will plant half of it beans, half of it maize. You decide on what resources you have. You and your husband, and maybe you have 3 grown-up kids or teenagers. So you know that the labor part of it you have, and you have to use it to produce. So you're making decisions. The land you have is only 1 acre. If you grow all of it with maize, you have no relish, no deal. So maybe you grow some of it with something you can use for your enzima. So you make those decisions. And sometimes you make those decisions based on whether you have the fertilizer or not. If you don't have, maybe you may think that maybe growing maize is not a good idea because I will not produce anything from this garden. So you decide that, okay, I'll just plant soya, the whole acre, and then when I sell, I'll buy maize because maybe soya doesn't require fertilizer. So you are making decisions at that household level. Now, when we add all the households in Malawi, each one of which has made decisions. At the end of the day, we will find out how much maize has been produced in Malawi, how much soy has been produced in Malawi. That's macro. It's national production. That's the macro part. Decisions that are made by government, decisions that are made by the central bank, those are macro decisions when it deals with the whole country. Now, macroeconomics is a study of that, the macro. So for example, if you are studying micro in terms of, for example, this cement industry, you are in a class of microeconomics, you'll be looking at one factory. What is the production behavior, decision-making behavior of Sayona, for example, or Portland Cement? So you deal with the film, the company. That's micro. When you go macro, you study the cement production industry. Same thing whether it's bread, whether it's confectionery, like biscuits. There can be so many small firms making business decisions on their own, and when we aggregate them. That's when we start studying the wheat industry or bread industry or shoemaking industry. We start talking about industries when you add them up. Now, the macro comes in because it provides an environment. The business environment, such as the tax regime, what kind of taxes are there, which affect every business, right? So if you're a manager, you're a business manager, taxes affect you, or subsidies affect you. If the government decides that they will provide subsidies for everybody who is buying a shoe made in Malawi, and you are in a company, a business that is importing shoes, definitely, because your shoes will be very expensive, because your friend is being subsidized, that macro decision has affected you. It's a budgetary decision. The government maybe is trying to address something. It will affect you. Whether it's interest rates, whether it's exchange rates, which we study in macro. Okay? So macroeconomics has got a very close bearing on managerial economics as well, because it's part of what we call business environment. So apart from your own matrices, your own decisions that you make in your own company, there are some things which are external that come to you, and you have to fight them, or you have to accept them. You have to know how to assimilate them into your business model, into your business decision. Whether you're expanding, you're opening more factories or more wholesale or outlets, those other decisions which are exogenous, they are outside your business metrics, do affect you. So macroeconomics too is very close in terms of managerial economics. Okay, so microeconomics, that one is definitely very mbali weni. Okay, very close on a day-to-day basis. Macroeconomics is also not very far away, because it's part of the exogenous, the external considerations that you have to make. So far, any question? Is there something you are thinking about and say, okay, maybe transport economics is also one of those? It depends. Maybe if you are a business that is in the transport sector, yeah, it depends. Or you are in a business that is in the energy sector, then energy economics might be a subject that you really want to study. Yeah, but in general, even if you are in transport or in your energy, wherever you are, micro you cannot run away from it. Macro you cannot run away from it. It's part of business decisions. So I will be able to share this with you. I will share the notes with you, so you can also go through it on your own. Now, in this study, we will look at several economic analyses and tools that affect a business. Okay? Several tools and analyses that affect business. So we will choose which ones are very, very as per the course outline. Aisha, have you shared the course outline with your friend?
No, we actually just met.
You met today. So you have not even developed any. You haven't even exchanged numbers. Maybe what we'll do is, maybe I should direct. What's your number? Which is on WhatsApp?
0999
0999
77
77
04
7704
37.
37. Okay. Remind me that I should take it down, enter in my phone when we are done. Let me connect my laptop to power. Oops. Oh, anyway, I hope this thing will. Son of a oh no. He's lucky, not in UG. I don't want to run out of power, so just excuse me for a second. Yeah, so as you will see from your course outline,
Let me just share it again.
oh, you want to share it with her?
I created a group.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so if you think of any business, what are some of the things that a business is concerned about? The business is concerned about making money, right? It's about revenue and it's about cost. Because when you're talking about making money, all business are about making money. Otherwise you grow. Unless you are a charitable organization or non-profit. But any business is about how much money can I make. So when you are talking about how much money can you make, you are talking of revenue versus cost, right? Revenue versus cost. That's what most businesses will be dealing with. What is different is what kind of business you are in. Are you in a production business? Are you in a service business? Are you in a trading business? So, if you are in production and services, even in services, you have to produce the services. You have to create the service that you want to sell so that you can get revenue. So every business has a revenue component and a cost component. Okay? So you make decisions on these two. So in these two, you also have, you make business decisions. In these two things. Now, each one of these has got subsets. In revenue and in cost. Now, in cost, supposing you are in production, what will be your cost? In cost, there will be, if you are in production, what will be the cost? I mean, it will be raw material, blah, 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 blah. How much do those things cost you? People, infrastructure, whatever. And so they will be costly. In revenue, it depends what you are doing. Are you in production? If you are in production, what are you producing? What are you selling? So maybe you are selling, maybe what? Maybe you are selling cement, I don't know. You are producing and selling. It may not be that you sell yourself directly, but whether you are selling to wholesalers or whatever, but you are selling. So there's the revenue. So in production, you are producing, there will be how do you produce? There will be a question of how. Or what do you use? What are the raw materials? Where do you get them? How? You buy from somewhere else? What is it? So, how much? How you produce? How much you produce? And so on and so on. What kind of quality do you produce? What type? What are the specifications? So each specification will have an input. You do this to produce this. Now, that's where you'll also be talking about the production technology. How do you produce? What is your motive? Is it the quantity or the quality of your products? Or it's just the quantity? So you have production techniques there and how you produce it. And in economics, we talk about production functions, which deals with how you, the process of putting together your inputs to get outputs, which might be determined by the specification of the product or the technology available. So as a business, you make decisions that, okay, I want to combine, my product combines 3 raw materials, and I can combine them in different ratios to produce something. Maybe I can take 1/3 of this, 1/3 of this, 1/3 of this, I combine them, and then I produce something. And this thing will be of this quality. And this will be the price I'll be selling it. That combination has a cost implication, has what we call a cost function. So if you choose to say 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, what is the cost there? What is the end product price? Sometimes you say, I will have 1/4 of this. Supposing that particular input is the more expensive in the process. So you may decide to say, if I cut it down and use more of the others, the cost of producing my final product will be lower. And yet I will be able to sell at the same price. I will be making more money. So those are economic decisions that you are making in your business administration decisions. You have used economic calculations, you have used economic analysis to make a business decision. So the production function, which we talk about as economists, is being actually in practice is what we're talking about here. And then we talk about cost functions, which in practice is being practiced here. So let's move on. We will talk more about these things in detail as we go on. We will be discussing production functions for great detail. We'll be discussing cost functions for great detail. So already 2 things have been known to you that will be one of the things that we'll spend some time on. Now, in a business, what else does the business do? Well, you have produced. You have made the decisions on how to combine what raw materials to get the best, least cost production method and blah, blah, blah. You have your product there. What else is your challenge? Is to sell, right? So one of the challenges that you have is you want revenue to come in. You have done all these things, you want revenue to come in. So you are talking of what?
Expenses.
Yeah, maybe selling expenses, yeah, sure. We are talking about, what I wanted you to think about was the market. You need a market. You need buyers. You are a producer or a seller. Now you need the market. You need to sell. So we'll be talking a lot about markets. I know in macroeconomics maybe you don't dwell a lot on markets, even though, of course, we talk about financial markets, we talk about all this aggregate demand and aggregate supply. We talk about those in macro as well. So, but anyway, in micro, that's where you tend to deal a lot about markets, demand and supply issues, nature of markets, competition. So a business operates in that kind of environment. So managerial decisions that you make are actually in the midst of this economy where you are meeting issues of markets. What are the competitors? How do suppliers behave? Suppliers of your raw materials. How do buyers of your products behave? What about the competitors? Are they substitute products to what you are producing? How do you compete in there? A business manager constantly worries about those things. So it's part of our course. So we talk about demand issues, supply issues, market issues. What else should we talk about in managerial economics? So we will also study, we will look at the behavior of buyers also. Behavior of your customers. How do they make decisions? Because we talked about that you are worried about what products are competing with you, or what products are substitutes to what you have. But you also have the issues of buyer preferences. What are the utilities? What makes them happy or satisfied? So how do you meet customer satisfaction, for example? All those things. So will be part of what we'll explore more in this course. So demand issues, supply issues, production issues, consumption issues, cost issues, and so on and so on. We will also be able to talk about issues of profits, how to manage profits or how to maintain a business. Yeah, so any questions so far? Is this course going to meet your expectations? Or there are other things that you wanted to learn in this course that we have not included in your course outline as presented? Guys, tell me. Feedback is good, you know? Feedback is good. chinthu chi kodi asikana muziwa amene amayimisira ichi hayi ndikwera ungowasainisa wanawo ningofuna ichi sindikuziwa kuti ndimafuna ndiyimise sichikunisa apo sichikunisa amati ndigwirira komwe chikuyendabe ndimafuna ndichiyimise